So this is gonna be interesting. I just swapped out the battery in my iPhone 12 mini with an aftermarket one, and honestly, it's been great to me. The phone feels brand new again, no issues whatsoever. On the flip side, I also picked this iPhone 13 mini from Swappy, and it's got 85% battery health with over 600 cycles. So today we're throwing them into a head-to-head battery drain battle. To keep things fair, here's the setup. Both phones are running iOS 18.1.1 with active SIM cards, and both are connected to my home Wi-Fi. Let's see which one comes on top. Okay, so both phones are fully charged to 100%, and for this first test we are just letting them chill with the display on for an hour. Let's see what happens. But actually, before we dive in, here is a quick check. I want to show you that everything is set up fairly. As you can see, both phones are running the latest iOS 18.1.1, and here's the battery situation. The 13 mini has the original battery with 85% battery health, while the 12 mini is at 100%, though it does show this battery message since this isn't the original battery. Alright guys, so do you think the iPhone 12 mini with its fresh battery can take down this iPhone 13 mini with 85% battery health in a battery drain battle? Let's find out. Okay guys, 1 hour down, and here's where we at. Both phones were tied at 92%, but the 12 mini just dipped to 91% literally seconds ago. Overall, pretty much the same result, although the 12 mini seemed to drop a bit faster at the start. Alright guys, next up we are cranking things up a notch. It's time for some CPU and GPU stress tests to see how these batteries handle the heat. We are kicking things off with Geekbench 6 for the CPU and GPU test, followed by the 3D Mark graphics test. Alright, so after Geekbench 6 tests, here's where we at. Both phones are tied at 86%. But we are not done yet. It's time for the 3D Mark Extreme Graphics tests. Let's go. And here are the results. The 13 mini came out on top in overall score and FPS. No surprises here as this is the newer phone, but here's the twist. The 12 mini is now leading in the BatteryLife. Pretty wild, right? Next, we are firing up the camera app, turning on the flashlight, and let's start recording 4K 60 for 10 minutes. By the way, look, the 13 mini's flashlight gave up on us at the 7-minute mark, while the 12 mini is still going strong with its flashlight on. Alright, time's up, 10 minutes done, and here's the deal. The 12 mini's flashlight is still going strong and it's sitting at 79% battery. The 13 mini, well, it's at 73% and it had to turn off the flashlight to cool down. Alright guys, this next test is gonna be as hardcore as it gets. Let's open CapCut and take the footage we just shot on both phones, and let's compile it into a 20 minutes clip and hit export at the highest possible settings. And we have a winner. The 12 mini finished first, with the 13 mini taking 8 minutes longer. But here's the crazy part. The 13 mini's battery dropped to 56%, while the 12 mini still has 63% left. This test shows how much a new battery can boost your phone. The 13 mini couldn't keep up, throttling its CPU to save power. Remember guys, it's not iOS updates that slow phones down, it's the battery degradation, and this test proves it. Alright guys, it's almost midnight now, and for the next test we are leaving both phones idle overnight for about 9 hours. See you in the morning. Good morning, y'all. It's been 9.5 hours. Let's check the batteries. The 13 mini is at 39%, down 14% overnight, and the 12 mini is at 40%, down 18. Anyways, on to the next one. We're firing up YouTube and letting both phones play 4K video clip until the top of the hour. Okay guys, 12 hours into this test now, and surprisingly both phones are tied again at 31% battery remaining. Let's keep this drain test going with a full hour of TikTok on auto scroll. Alright, the TikTok session is done and the 13 mini hit the 20% low battery warning about 30 minutes ago and is now down to just 13%. Meanwhile, the 12 mini just hit the 20% warning and is still in the lead with more juice left. Alright, let's move on to some light gaming. We'll start with 15 minutes of Crossy Road on both devices. Let's see how they hold up. And after 15 minutes, the 13 mini is down to 5%, while the 12 mini still has 14%. The 12 mini definitely has the edge here. Here you can see how they are draining. It's actually pretty similar, but the 13 mini is draining more gradually with no sudden drops in battery percentage like you see here on the 12. I guess that could be due to the aftermarket battery, who knows. Alright, next we are jumping into another light gaming session with Roblox UF Tycoon. We are 13 hours and 30 minutes into this test and the 13 mini is barely hanging on with just 1% battery left, while the 12 mini still has 8%. Let's keep it going. I think we are close to the end. The 13 mini could shut down any moment now. Alright, so something weird just happened. On my stopwatch phone, Apple Pay suddenly popped up out of nowhere, and at that exact time the 13 mini died with an official time of 13 hours and 32 minutes. Then 10 minutes later the 12 mini also shut down. So should we call this one a draw, guys? I mean, the 12 mini is a clear winner here, but it was super close. So what's the takeaway here? The 12 mini with its fresh battery was able to outperform the 13 mini in tasks like video exporting, and this really shows how much of a difference a new battery can make. And yeah, this test was pretty extreme, but both phones still managed over 4 hours of SOT and 9 hours and 30 minutes of standby. Anyways, I'm super happy with the 12 mini and its new battery, and I'm not planning to replace the battery in the 13 mini just yet, but I have a day in a life test coming up with the 13 mini, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one.